Welcome, cadets, to the MMA Pythagoras. I am Math Master Mike, and I'm here to guide you out into the ocean of algebra. Math, I think everybody needs to know and understand math, and I think everybody can. Your entire life is based upon math. Getting up first thing in the morning, what do you need to do? And usually you look at a clock, you have an alarm clock or something. You can't tell time unless you know math. Then maybe you check how you're doing physically. Your heartbeat, beats per minute, is math. Go to work. You work for so much an hour. You need to know math in order to make sure that your paycheck matches the hours that you worked and the amount of money you should be paid. And that's why before I teach you how to do algebra, we really need to understand the basics of math. So that's where I'm actually going to start. We're going to look at the basic rules and properties and laws that dictate what we do with math. We need to understand these because math builds on itself. So in order to really do well at math, we need to have a really good math foundation. Just like if we want a building to be strong, it really needs to have a good foundation as well, or this might happen. How many of you have felt like your math building collapses? Well, it's a good chance that it might be because of your foundation. We want to make sure that we have a good foundation. So some of this at the beginning might seem really basic and almost elementary. Well, if you really understand it, then feel free to skip the video and move up to maybe ones that you don't. But hopefully, even math students who understand will get something out of what we say. So it's kind of worth looking at it as well. So with that, let's start out by going to the Googleplexer, and I've got something that's already on there, and let's see what we can do with that. So if you look here, we have a number. It's a very large number. What is it? Well, it's actually the United States national debt at the time that we were shooting this video. Now, it would be really nice if we knew how to say this as words, not just 24, 5, 6, 8, 7, 4, 1, 0, 2, 3, 2, 9, 3. We want to be able to say it in words. Well, math is set up in a logical progression. There is an order in which we do these. So if I start all the way over on the left-hand, or on the right-hand side, the right-hand side, if you notice, there's sort of like a group of three numbers right here. And then there's another group of three and another one, all separated by commas. And you start on the right-hand side. You go three numbers, comma, three numbers, comma. Each one of those three numbers is referred to as a period. The first three numbers is the ones period. The next three numbers, and you may already know this, is the thousands. And then we have the millions. And then we have billions. And then we have trillions. Now there's only two here, which is okay. We should, if we end up not filling out all of the periods, it should be the one that's furthest on the left if we did our commas right. That's why you have to start on the right-hand side, three numbers, comma, three numbers, comma. Now, within the periods, we also have a system of identifying place values. So within the ones, and many of you probably already know this very first column represents the ones. In other words, that's where we would put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, as well as 0. And then the next one is referred to as the tens column, and then the hundreds column, okay? Now, we have this same thing that occurs all the way across all the periods. So we have the ones, tens, hundreds in the ones period. Then we have the 1,000s, 10,000s, 100,000s, and then we can do the same thing. 1 millions, the 10 millions, the 100 millions, and we can keep going. This is all important into how we are going to say this number. So, the national debt, as of the time that we were filming this, was, and now unfortunately we read left to right, okay, it was 24,568,741,023,293, and we don't say ones, 293, okay? Now, how do we say all that? Say each period, the number that's there, and then we follow it by the name of the period. So when we start out, it's 24 trillion. Then we go to the next group of three, 568 billion, 741 million. Now watch again, in thousands, you just say the number in the way in which it appears. You don't say 023, you just say 23,293, okay? So now, let's take it to the next step. Let's say, for some reason, somehow, I could write a check for the national debt. Wouldn't that be nice? When I go to change from numbers into words, English words, start on the left-hand side, just like what we do when we read. And we start out with 24. So here we go. 20, and I'm going to print, I'm not going to write, but 20. Now, keep in mind, for two-digit numbers, we put in a hyphen. So here it is, the hyphen, and then we say 4. So that's how I write 24, but it's not just 24, it's 24 trillion. So I need to put in the name of the period, okay? Notice I don't put the S on here, it's just 24 trillion. Now, put in the comma, just like we have in the number, okay? Take the next group now, 568, write that first. 560, two-digit number, 68, and then the period, billion. This would take a really big check. Comma, okay? Move to the next period. What do we have? We have 741, 740. Now watch, F-O-R-T-Y. One of the most often misspelled numbers is 40. It's not F-O-U-R-T-Y. At one time it was spelled that way. But the acceptable way of spelling it today is F-O-R-T-Y. Now we have a two-digit number again, so I need a hyphen. Now let me talk about the two-digit numbers just real quick. Two-digit numbers, everything gets a hyphen except for if it's a teen, like 16, 17, 15. They don't have hyphens in it. The teen just gets added on to the end. The other one that doesn't get a hyphen in it, that's a two-digit number, is all of the tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. They don't get hyphens. Other than that, all two-digit numbers should have a hyphen in it. So where are we at? 741 million. Then we have 23, not 023, 23. So just write 20 hyphen 3. What is its period? Thousands. I guess I need another line for that one. Okay, we'll come down here, we'll put in the thousands. 1,000. I have a tendency to even say the S's on it, but it's 23,000, comma, just like in the number. Next one, 293. 200. Now, the next second, probably most often misspelled word is actually 90. It's spelled N-I-N-E-T-Y. A lot of people don't put the E in there, but it's supposed to be in there. N-I-N-E-T-Y, and then -3. Now, for the ones, we do not put ones following the 293. It's just that's where it stops. So that's how you would write out a check to cover the national debt. So what else I wanted to present today was how do we say numbers to words, or to go from words to numbers. Let me do one from words to numbers now. If I had something like this, 270 -3 thousand. Let's do 55. Okay. How do I go now from words to numbers? We'll do it again almost in the exact same way. Take the first period. We're in thousands. Okay. Take the number that starts at 273 and just write that number, 273. Then if I look in the words, where's the comma? The comma follows right here, 273,000. And then 55, and I'm doing this one on purpose. If I write 55, but keep in mind, after the very first period, you have to have 3 digits in every period. So I need to put a 0 in here to get 55. So that's how I would go then from words to numbers. Key things to remember. Place values, ones, tens, and hundreds are in all the periods. Periods are sets of 3 numbers with a comma, another set of 3 numbers, and then we also have the 2 digits, needs to have a hyphen in it. Most often misspelled word, 40, F-O-R-T-Y, and 90, N-I-N-E-T-Y. So now we at least know how numbers are organized in mathematics. Thank you. We'll have more in the next video.